Hey guys and dolls, Kevin back with you, and we're deep in the middle of car show season. But this year didn't get off to a good start for me and the Gremlin. So let's take a look back at how the season started and what we did to fix it. This is Man Card Theater. Well, as some of you know, my car show season didn't get off to a good start. We headed up to Alpha, Illinois for Mother's Day car show, and we didn't even get a quarter of the way there, and the radiator blew. What you're going to watch is a little bit of the highlights, the lowlights, and not a very detailed, but some progress video along the way of what I did to correct the issue. And at the very end, we got her back out in time for the Abingdon, Illinois car show. So sit back, let's take a look. Son of a gun, on the road to the first car show of the year, and I blew something in the cooling system. I've got fluid everywhere. Don't mind the drip. I think it's the radiator, personally, but we're gonna find out. She do smell sweet though.
Okay.
Am I good?
Come on. Another foot, a little more, a little more. That's good.
Well guys, we've got it all apart. We had to undo the power steering pump. We took off the thermostat. We got the water pump out. Had to take the idler pulley out. We don't have a radiator anymore. So it's time to start putting things back together. Hopefully the correct way. Looking at the water pump, I don't think the original one was bad, but as long as I've got it taken off, we are going to replace yaw with yaw. Do it once. Alright guys, we got all 4 bolts started. 1, 2, 3, and you can't see the 4th. Started those with an impact wrench, and no! Finger start them, fool! You gotta finger start them, and then snug them down in a nice cross pattern, and don't get it too tight on one side and not the other. We're gonna take our time and do it the right way. Next, we're going to replace the thermostat, and we're going to go ahead and replace the housing. You can see that there's corrosion in there, and I do not want to put it on and have it spring a leak. So we're going to go with this one. It's all aluminum, and it's going to be 160 degree thermostat. This one, it had 160 degree thermostat in it, and you can see some old RTV. That's because somebody was here before me. Okay, we've got the pump on, we've got the thermostat housing and thermostat, and we've just started to tighten things up, and we got our first belt looped around there. And I believe now we need to get this pulley tightened, so we are going to have to put the fan on before we go any further. Put the fan on, and then we'll tighten this power steering pump and hope that we don't have to backtrack at all. Okay, fellas, we've got the fan back on. We've got the power steering belt back on. We've got the pump all tightened up. We've got the heater hoses on. And now I think what we'll do is we will put the tensioner back here, and we will go around the AC compressor, and we've got another tensioner down there. So I think we're in pretty good shape, but you know what? It always helps to check your work. How do we check our work, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. We go to the textbook. I've got one of these, and I've got one for a 76, but I got rid of the 76 but kept the book. But anyway, I've got the page marked. We can go in here, and it's got all of the configurations for the 75s. And what do we know? We know that we have a 6-cylinder, we have air conditioning, and we have power steering. So it looks like a lot of these are V8s. Looking. Yeah, right here. We've got the air conditioning, we've got the power steering, we've got the alternator, idler, so on and so forth. That is our key for success. Well, we have a snag. I went to put the shroud on the radiator. It doesn't fit square. I don't know what's up. I can get this one to overlap. I can get this one to overlap to where I could drill it in. This one, but then this hangs all the way out and over, and I've got interference with this hose, so I'm gonna have to get creative. Well, I stopped videoing because it was too much swearing. A lot of things didn't go quite right, and you can tell by the floor below. I still have a few little tricks to take care of. Should probably redo that clamp right there, go away from the factory original, go with the scale clamp. Otherwise, keep running. She isn't getting hot. She's been running for a while now. Let's check the gauge. Not bad.
I had her in neutral so I could check the transmission fluid after rehooking up the transmission lines to the new radiator. But all in all, it looks like we might have a keeper. Well, we are on the highway on the way out of Knoxville. You can see the temperature, it's running well, nice and cool. I did go ahead and change out that clamp because when I started up this morning, it leaked like an SOB. So, it's a beautiful day out, it's not too hot. We're gonna go to Abingdon and we are going to take in the car show there today, and maybe if we're lucky, maybe we'll get a trophy. You never know. Right now I'm just making sure we get there. Well, we made it. No issues all the way here, and as you can see, there is something everywhere for everyone. Well, there you have it, fellas. A successful run, about 20 miles. Didn't overheat, didn't even get to halfway on the old temperature gauge. So I think we're gonna have to call it a success. We did not get a trophy at the car show, but it was fun nonetheless. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, share, and of course, always subscribe. This is Kevin. Until next time, don't forget to keep your man card punched.